a stunning effect with 2 revelations that just seem utterly impossible. This is CoachTrick. By the end of this effect, the audience will be convinced that the cards are whispering secrets, and best of all, it's entirely self-working, can be performed with a shuffled deck, and is a breeze to perform. Don't forget to subscribe, because every trick you learn builds skills that lead to success in every part of life. Okay, let's jump into it. Grab a deck and let's go. Okay, so as ever, let's just kickstart by taking a look at the effect itself, a true double mystery. And we're going to start with a shuffled deck. So just hand the cards to a spectator. They can shuffle those as much as they like. The cards really are mixed. You're now going to turn away so you can't see anything that's going on. And you're going to ask the spectator to cut a random number of cards from the deck. Say approximately a third, but it's a totally free choice. So let's say the spectator cuts the deck just about here. You're now going to ask the spectator to take their cut cards and to silently count to the table how many cards they've cut from the deck. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. To mix things up even further, you're now going to ask the spectator to add the 2 digits of their number together. So in this case, 2 and 1, that equals 3. And then to silently deal that many cards back on top of the deck. So the spectator will take their pack here and they'll deal 3 cards back. 1, 2, 3. You can ask the spectator now to place the rest of the deck aside, as we no longer need those. You're now going to ask the spectator to take their pack of cards here and again to cut another totally random number of cards. Again, it's a totally free choice, so let's say the spectator cuts the pack just about here. Again, ask the spectator to silently count how many cards they've cut from the pack. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ask the spectator now to take this pack of cards and to hide them out of sight, ideally placing the pack into their pocket so that you can't see. You're now going to ask the spectator to take the remaining cards here and to count down to the card at a position corresponding to the number of cards they now have in their pocket. So in this case, the spectator will count down to the 8th card. Make sure they do this without changing the order of the cards. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, make sure they do this silently so that you can't hear. Ask the spectator to remember this card as their selected card. So here we can see it's the 5 of spades. Then ask them to place the cards back and back on the table. At this point, you can now turn back around and you can emphasize that from a shuffled deck, the spectator has cut totally random numbers of cards, and they've now been used to select one single card. There is absolutely no way that you could know how many cards the spectator has cut, or the identity or location of the selected card. However, you're now going to attempt to find that card, and without even looking. First of all though, you're just going to show the cards individually to the spectator. Now make sure the spectator doesn't let you know when they see their card, but just ask them to really clearly visualize it in their mind. So you're just going to run through the cards like so, individually showing them all to the spectator. Again, make sure they don't let you know when they see their card, but just make sure they're really clearly visualizing it. Confirm with the spectator that they're now clearly picturing their card, because you're now going to attempt to find and remove it behind your back. So you're now going to place the pack behind your back like so, and you're just going to attempt to find and remove one single card. Okay, so let me see here. I think possibly just here. When you think you've found the card, you can then just remove that, bring it out to the front and place it on the table, and you can place the rest of the cards to the side. However, you're not done just yet. You're now going to take a piece of card or a piece of paper and a pen, and on here you're going to note down one single number. And once you've done that, you can also just place this down on the table next to the card. You can now ask the spectator to bring out from their pocket their hidden packet of cards and to count them aloud to the table. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The spectator has cut 8 cards. Reminding them that this is totally random. They could have cut any number of cards. You can now reveal that the number you've written down here just happens to be an exact match. The number 8. That's pretty amazing, but now for the very first time you can ask the spectator to reveal the identity of their selected card. Of course, in this instance it was the 5 of spades, and now you can reveal that this card here, removed behind your back without even looking, just happens to be the 5 of spades. A brilliant double mystery that's also super easy to perform, so stick around because now I will show you exactly how it works. Okay, so let's take a look at the secret to this effect. Now, you really do start with a shuffled deck. The spectator can shuffle the cards as much as they like. They really are mixed. As you look away, you're going to ask the spectator to cut a random number of cards from the deck. Now, you just need to make sure they cut more than 10 cards. So you can ask them to cut a quarter to a third, something like that, but it really is a free choice. Let's say they cut the deck just there. Ask the spectator now to take their cut cards and to count the number of cards silently to the table. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 13, 14, 15, 16. Ask the spectator to add the 2 digits of their number together. So in this instance, 1 and 6 equals 7, and then to deal that many cards from the pack back on top of the deck. So 7 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then to place the remaining cards to the side. Ask the spectator just to remove the rest of the deck. Our work with those is done. From their pack here, ask the spectator now to cut another random number of cards. Again, it's a totally free choice. Let's say they cut the pack just there. Ask them now to take their cut cards and to silently count the number of cards here to the table. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ask them to place these cards out of sight somewhere so that you can't see them, ideally placing them into their pocket. Ask the spectator now to take the remaining cards and to count down to the card at the position corresponding to the number of cards they now have in their pocket. So in this case, the 4th card. Ask them not to change the order of the cards during this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and ask them to remember the 4th card here as their selected card. So here we can see it's the Queen of Spades, and then to place this pack back on top of the remaining cards and the pack back on the table. You can now turn back around towards the cards. You're now going to take the pack and you're going to run through them, showing them individually to the spectator. But as you do this, you're secretly just going to count the number of cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're now going to use this number in order to calculate how many cards the spectator has hidden, and here's how that works. You're going to subtract the number of cards here from the next highest multiple of 9. Now here I have 5 cards, so the next highest multiple of 9 is 9. If, for example, you had 12 cards here, then the next highest multiple of 9 would be 18, and then 27, and so on. In this case, 9 minus 5 is 4, so I know the spectator has hidden 4 cards. And I also now know that their selected card is the 4th card in this pack. So in attempting to find the selected card, you now place this pack behind your back and you simply count down to the 4th card. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring this card out to the front, place it onto the table, and you can place the rest of the cards to the side. Now take a piece of paper or card, and here you're going to note down the number of cards that you now know the spectator has hidden. So in this case, the number 4. With that placed on the table, you can now ask the spectator to bring out their hidden cards and to count these aloud onto the table. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now you can reveal that that is somehow the exact number that you've written down. And finally, asking the spectator to confirm the identity of their selected card, you can reveal that that just happens to be this card right here. In this instance, the Queen of Spades. And there you have it. Remember, every moment you spend learning magic strengthens your focus, problem solving, and intuition. Skills that can surprise you far beyond the cards. So keep practicing, keep on pushing your limits, and keep on growing. And I'll see you in the next tutorial.